and welcome to another round of Sports Views. Tonight, I'm going to discuss what Toronto FC needs to change at this point, aka what I would change if I was Toronto FC manager. This video was a viewer request from my friend Jacob Lefebvre, so we're going to do this video, and it's going to be a good one. I think you'll enjoy it. It's the same video either way, but I also wanted to throw that little trinket in there of if I was manager, what would I change? But either way, they need to make these changes anyway. First off, the formation needs to be a 4-3-3, back to where they were at the start of last season. I don't want to see a 4-2-1, a 4-3-1-2. I don't want to see a 3-5-2. No, 4-3-3. As easy as it is. In goal, I'd have Westberg. At the back, I'd have Lorea, Mavinga, Luke Singh, and Auro. Center mids, I would have Bradley and Priso and Osorio in the midfield. What? No. No, wait, can't do that. I would have Bradley, Priso, and Pozuelo in the midfield. Then Osorio on this wing, Soteldo on the left, Osorio on the right, and then striker Io Akinola. But you could really take out Bradley and put Osorio there, or Delgado. I don't think Bradley is that good. He had a couple of good games at the start of the year, but other than that, he's not great right now, I think. I think age is catching up to him. I think he's more of a bench leader, like tell them what they need to do, then, play or just stay in front of the defense. Don't try to let them be down once you're caught on the counter. Should be with the defense. I don't think pushing him up worked at all. I don't think it worked at all. The team does not have a set system right now. The system that they're playing is not a great system. It's not set. It's not good to watch. It's basically them just fighting for themselves. Bradley going up just leaves the defense severely out of place, especially with the high line. It's not great right there. It's not great. It's not great. Westberg in goal, as I said. Bono should not start. He shouldn't get a game, all right? We've seen what he is. He's back to his 2018 post-Champions League form. I don't know what the hell's happened to him. I guess those 3 games in 2020 were a mirage. But Westberg's better. Once he's healthy, I would have Westberg start. Also, the way this team plays, they need to play in a system. Bradley needs to stay close to the defense if he does play. Ralph Priso, we need him to start. They need to let the youth come back in and not stick them down with TFC2, because they're looking amazing with TFC2, and there's a couple of players, while this youth is here, that honestly the youth is better than. If you're going to play this style, it's better to use the youth than just be like, hey, we're going to have Bradley, we're going to have Gonzalez. We're going to have, well, Josie's not playing. But you get my point. There are some players that just aren't cut out for this system either. And if Petrovic comes in, that's great. But what is it going to look like? Because, yes, the rumor is that it's very possible that Petrovic will take Armas's place. Armas will be out very soon. Probably after this weekend's game. They win, he's gone. They lose, he's gone. They draw, he's gone. They want Petrovic. I don't think anything saves Chris Armas now. I really don't. I believe this Petrovic rumor. It's a strong rumor. He's there to get interviewed. If he has the interview, what really hurts Chris Armas is if this interview bombs for Petrovic. But honestly, is there a bomb to be so bad that they win a game possibly, and Chris Armas keeps his job. I don't think so. Now, you could say maybe they give Chris Armas Wednesday against the Revs as well if they win, and that's where Ali Curtis is going to use. If he loses either of these next two or both, if he loses to DC, he's gone. If he loses to New England but beats DC, he's gone. 2 draws probably don't save him either. I still think Petrovic is going to be in. I don't think it's something they're getting away with. Armas is going to get away with. He is in the final days at this club, and thank God. All right? Petrovic should replace him. I think he's going to bring in the Bulldog mentality that they need. I like it. Will it be more defensive? Honestly, probably, but damn it, if you want to make the playoffs this year, there's still a chance. There's still a slim chance. I looked at it. If they win the rest of their games, that's actually more points than 2017. Seriously. With the game they've won, and 24 more games, 25 wins, that's more wins than 2017. Now, I'm not saying they'll win every game. But if they win 18 to 20 of those 24 games left, the one with Armas or maybe 2 and the rest with Petrovic, you're probably making the playoffs. You win 15, you're probably making the playoffs of 24. You win 14 out of 24 and draw at least 8, you're making the playoffs. It's not as far out as you think. It just looks real horrible right now. But if we get Petrovic in, I don't care if it's defensive. I don't care if he's basically drilling these guys to kingdom come. I don't care. All right? I want the playoffs. I want Armas out. I want the playoffs. We bring him in. I think it does it. But back to the point, drilling them. I got a little bit off on the rumor, but okay, whatever. But it is something they need to change. Chris Armas needs to go. This system is his fault. He needs to go. There's a reason I made this video. We're in crisis right now. He needs to go. And Petrovic, I'll take it. I think it's perfect. A defensive manager, new manager bounce. I'm not worried about it. But hey, back to the point, drilling them. If I was manager, I'd have them do more defensive drills because they need to practice defensively so they don't break down like they do. And second of all, speaking of drills, I'd bring out Leech Beach, the sand pit. You want to talk about bulldog mentality? Have these dudes run in the sand pit. Shuttle exercise. Down and backs. Running in a sand pit. Agility exercises in a sand pit. Leech Beach. The beach. Whatever you want to call it. Referencing Mike Leach, the Mississippi State football head coach. You know, right? You know. Bulldog mentality, it's not that questionable. You know what the reference is that I'm making, right? Okay? Yeah. Leech Beach. They really need to do that. That's a good idea. Like having them do agility exercises in the sand pit. Now you could say, but training injuries are the reason we've gotten here. Yes, but I'm not saying drill them like they have been and then also have them do the beach. I'm saying have that be part of it. And besides, the resistance of the sand pit probably lessens the injuries and lessens the impact that could cause injuries. So it's harder training, but less impact on the legs. Think about that. Probably makes them faster on grass too. Think about that. It teaches you how to fight. It teaches you how to win. It teaches you how not to quit. Bulldog mentality. These boys quit. These boys aren't really fighting. Whether that's because they want Armas out too, or they're just tired. I don't know what it is, but they ain't fighting right now. So, with that said, the beach it is. The sand pit it is. If it was so hot, I'd probably have them do South Field stuff too. But then again, in football, you don't wear pads, so you can't do like full pads and full gear exercises on a really hot field that's not marked. There's a difference there, but the sand pit still works. So yeah. But tactics-wise, as I said, 4-3-3, you kind of have to be... You can play offensively, but you also need to be solid defensively. You need to make sure that you don't break down. Communication, defensively, the back line. I think who I'd start would lessen that. The Luke Singh part of it, Luke Singh starting over Gonzalez would really help. Ralph Priso being there would help. I really think there's a possibility of this being pulled out of the deep, but you can't really worry about that right now. But there needs to be changes defensively. They need to be drilled more. They need to practice more defensively. Offensively, if Pozuelo's playing, that's not really our problem. It's really when they play without Pozuelo, the offense looks bad. And the defense can't hold. And that's the problem. With that said, the defense needs to be better. They can't break down on communication. They can't break down on plays. They can't allow harmless counterattacks to become easy giveaways and easy goals. You can't do that. The defense is the problem, and there needs to be more changes defensively. They need to be drilled harder. They need to have that bulldog mentality. I don't just say that because I want to talk about Mississippi State right now. That isn't it, all right? Toronto FC needs the bulldog mentality. They used to have it under every other coach. Kind of like, as I said, Mississippi State football. They were horrible up until Dan Mullen, but they still had that bulldog mentality. Well, Jackie Sherrill was pretty good too, but you get my point. As time went on, Dan Mullen was that guy. Greg Vanney was that guy for TFC. Made it into something more. Chris Armas got rid of it, and look at them now. He got rid of the bulldog mentality. He doesn't think it matters. You need somebody who works with that mentality. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody who fits that mentality, and that's all I'm saying. You want the defense to fight. You want these players to fight. You don't want them to quit until the final whistle is blown. Some of these performances that I've seen this year under Chris Armas are horrible. Are absolutely horrible. Are absolutely deplorable the way they quit and just give up and don't fight. It's deplorable. It's absolutely deplorable. Greg Vanney, that didn't happen much. I would say 5-0 against Philadelphia Union last year. Yeah, it happened. DC, Toronto, the 2-2 draw, they gave up. But I think they thought they had it in the bag. But then they made some horrible mistakes, and then that was a draw. There were a couple of games that they gave up under Vanney, but it didn't happen every week like it does under Armas. You could say smaller sample size. I don't care. You don't want your players to give up when they know there are problems. That's the truth. But you don't want them giving up. You don't want them giving up. This is not the try league. This is the get it done league. And they're not getting it done. Everybody, I don't know if it's Orlando. I don't know if it's Armas. But there's something there that's just not going well, and they're not responding. They're just quitting. They're just giving up. They're just going limp. It's not great. When Toronto got that lead against Nashville, the 2-1 goal, I was there. I saw it in front of me. After Patrick Mullins and Noble Okello basically double-headed in that goal, I was like, okay, 2-1, 10 minutes. Would have been 15 with a stoppage time. Hawkinson gets one a minute later to tie it up. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, oh no. And that's when I knew, because that was such a horrible giveaway. That was such a horrible defensive play to allow that goal to happen from Hawkinson to make it 2-2. And I'm like, there's no way they get out of this game with a point. And then the 93rd minute, 90 plus 3, Hawkinson scores again. And they went limp for the last 10 minutes of that game. They went limp for the last 10 minutes of that game. They quit. They gave up. And I saw it in front of my eyes. Like, it's even worse being there. And Cincinnati was a horrible game. It's even worse being there and watching it in front of your eyes. 10 rows back. It's horrible. I was like, oh my God. Was not great. The way that Toronto played, they need to be better. They need to be more drilled. They cannot give up. And they need somebody to tell them to get their head out of their ass and not go limp. Armas ain't that guy. He needs to go. That's a big change. Whether it's Petrovic, whether it's somebody else, whether they call me and they find a dispensation for me to do it, they need to have somebody to pull their head out of their ass. I'll take Petrovic. And basically tell them not to quit. Give them that bulldog mentality back. Because I could tell the players that have been here before Armas are missing it. They are missing that mentality. As in, they miss playing with that mentality. They miss a manager with that mentality. And that's the thing. They miss that mentality. Some players still play like they have it. Richie Larea, he plays like he has it. Aurel, he still plays like he has it. Mavinga, he does too. But most of the team have lost it. You need that bulldog mentality. That's all I'm saying. They need to stop. They need somebody to light a fire under their ass. And I think that's the big thing. If there's no fire to be lit under them, this season is a wash. We really need that change for Petrovic. We do. And if it doesn't happen, say goodbye to the season. That's the way I feel. So, the one thing else that needs to change is that, not change, but I'd love to see be put in, is a third jersey that's maroon and white for TFC. Because I'd love to see it for obvious reasons. And also, I think I got two new chants. It's been a while since I've done that for y'all, but we'll see if they win. I'll post them Sunday. Even if they don't win, but I'll post them Sunday. I think you'll like those chants. You know where they're probably going to come from, as in where they come from, the origins of where they were changed from. I think you know that. So, yeah, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow, RSR for DC United versus Toronto FC. Yes, they have another match. And we're going to talk about it. And hopefully we could get Armas out on the right foot and win or draw, something like that. Go subscribe to my Patreon. Links in the description below. $5, $10, or $20 a month. Anything is appreciated. Helps support the channel. With that said, I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you tomorrow.